Hey everybody, welcome to Blacklist Universe. This is Mike S. Miller. I am your host, and today, I already read this article. It was an interesting take here. Aloha, Indie Fan 500. Looks like we've. Is that it? Is that it? Hold on a second. Let me refresh this really quick. All right. People are coming in now. Yeah, I was kind of waiting for someone else to do this because the article came out hours ago, and I was like, well, somebody else has to be posting something about this. But Captain Marvel first reactions: empowering, entertaining, and full of surprises. Yeah. What was surprising about this article to me was that they actually posted. Okay, so they didn't give any spoiler reviews. They just did a bunch of little like snippet things, like the little blurbs that people do in their for their movies and whatnot. I thought it'd be funny to do remake the trailer. Oh, the people are making so much noise. You guys probably can't hear it. Hold on a second. That would be funny to remake the trailer with some of these blurbs because it would be funny. 90% plus Rotten Tomatoes, Captain Marvel, here we come. Oh, it'll probably be 100% because they'll probably cull out anything that has anything negative to say. But let's go ahead and read this article just for fun. With its 21st installment, the Marvel Cinematic Universe finally has its own movie centered around a solo female superhero. And it delivers spectacularly, according to the critics who saw Captain Marvel last night. I'm guessing there are probably some pretty hand-picked critics who got to see it. Also, I've said this on a couple other streams, not on my own channel, though. There's a reason Marvel hasn't had a solo female superhero that I can even think of. Marvel doesn't have a Wonder Woman. Marvel has some fantastic female characters. They've got She-Hulk, they've got Storm, they've got Rogue, they've got the Wasp. They have a number. They have Sue Richards, the Invisible Girl. They've got really, really great female characters that we've all loved and enjoyed over the years. But they don't have any standalone characters worth a darn. They don't have any standalone female characters. They are all either derivative of a male character, like She-Hulk, female Thor, or part of a team dynamic. Sue Richards, any X-Men character that's a female. And so what they've had to do was pull Captain Marvel out of her Avengers role to try to make her a freestanding individual character so that they could have a Woman. Because can you imagine being a fly on the wall at the meetings in the Marvel offices in Hollywood when they're like, wow, look how well Wonder Woman did. What's Marvel's Wonder Woman? And Kevin Feige or Feige or whatever his name is looks at Joe Quesada, and Joe Quesada looks back, and whoever else is in charge just kind of like have this blank stare on their face, and they're like, we've never cared about women enough to launch one on their own, but we've got one that's got the name Marvel in it. Captain Marvel. Oh, is that the black woman from the 70s? Oh no, we've got a better one. She's blonde haired and blue eyed. She's perfect. Anyways, I don't need to go through all of that. But I just thought it's they don't have a Wonder Woman. They don't have a Wonder Woman. And they pulled Captain Marvel out of their butt, I'm sure, when they were told they need a Wonder Woman. And Who else are they going to use? Who else are they going to use? Squirrel Girl. That's right. Squirrel Girl is going to be the great female savior of the Marvel Universe. Hey. No. I don't think so. So, anyways, while full reviews, back to the article, are still embargoed, social media reactions on Twitter following the screening highlight Brie Larson's performance in the title role. Then, usually they'd use titular, but I don't think they wanted to use that word for a female. Anyways, the movie's 90s nostalgia. Yeah. Ben Mendelsohn's villain. Who's Ben Mendelsohn, anyways? Ben Mendelsohn. Oh my gosh. He's the villain. I've never been a real big fan of this guy. But anyways, back to the story. And most notably, a scene-stealing cat. Kyle, no, I'm not mad at you. Here's what the critics are saying about Captain Marvel. Okay, here's the fun ones. Captain Marvel is pure joy, says Devin Coggin of Entertainment Weekly. Captain Marvel is a blast, says Eric Eisenberg. Captain Marvel is a lot of fun. Thumbs up, Jim. I'm not even going to say it. Second viewing can't come soon enough, says Perry Nemiroff on Collider. And Captain Marvel... Okay, this one's probably the most honest. Captain Marvel is a mixed bag. Gregory Elwood, The Playlist. Thank you, Gregory, for your honesty and excellent use of words. Reminds me of that moment in MASH where BJ and oh no, was it BJ? Yeah, I think it was BJ and Hawkeye were beating on a duffel bag, and and Margaret walks by and says, "Isn't that Frank's bag?" And Hawkeye says, "Oh no, it wasn't BJ." Sorry, I'm ruining this story because it was Trapper, and Trapper turns to Margaret and says, "I thought you were Frank's bag." Captain Marvel is Frank's bag. All right, how does it fit with the other MCU movies? Scott Menzel from We Live, never heard of him, Entertainment says, it feels completely unlike any other Marvel film. A unique and fresh take on an origin story that feels new. This is one of my favorite Marvel movies of all time. I'm sorry, I have to click on this. Where does this go? Editor-in-chief at We Live Entertainment, founder of Lauk's Film and Festival fanatic, husband, dog dad, and tomato meter approved critic. All right. MCU's most multi-layered villain story. The MCU, Peter Shiretta / film. The MCU feels more complete now that Carol is in it. Katie, Burt, Den of Geek. I've never heard of any of these places. Have you? Collider, I've heard of. The future of the MCU gets even brighter, adding Captain Marvel to the mix. Is that because she glows? It's probably because she glows. What does the film mean to women? It's super empowering. It made me feel proud to be a woman. Yolanda Mikado from The Rap. Again, never heard of it. Den of Geek. That's the same place, right? Den of Geek. Was there another Den of Geek? Katie? Oh, same gal. Carol's hero moment was very cathartic and true to the female experience. Oh, Den of Geek is a minor YouTube channel. Do they have more subs than me? I've got 5,000. I could probably get a media pass, I could now. Ooh, that means I can get into all the cool stuff. I can get into Hall H at Comic-Con as media. That'd be cool. These reviews are just terrible. Wait, but they do get better, Kevin Chan. Hold on, they do get better. Devin Coggin from Entertainment Weekly. All right, Entertainment Weekly, a legitimate magazine. I cannot wait for the generation of little girls who will grow up with Carol Danvers as a hero. Hmm. I'm just hoping this isn't the Batman and Robin of our generation. What does Captain Marvel do well? What does Captain Marvel do well? What an odd question to ask in the series of reviews. Marvel does a prequel right, not over-explaining too much, but giving us unexpected answers in interesting ways, says Peter Sharetta. Eric Eisenberg from CinemaBlend. I have heard of CinemaBlend. Has some cool surprises that I definitely didn't see coming, and the mystery/origin it weaves is engaging and fun. Jim, again with the name, on IGN. IGN's legit, obviously. Some nice surprises and clever decisions throughout. Cool sci-fi elements and funny. But was it intentionally funny? Or was it just fun to laugh at? Actually, she looks pretty good here. I'm not going to lie. Still has that dead, lifeless face, but her features are decent here. How is Brie Larson? They ask. Steve Weintraub on Collider says, Brie Larson literally shines in the role. Wow. That is such a non-compliment, okay? Because she literally shines in the role. You may as well be complimenting a flashlight. Eric Eisenberg from Cinema Blend says, Brie Larson is awesome and makes a fantastic first step into the MCU. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see, although I don't want to see it. Perry Nemiroff on Collider says, really fell for Brie Larson's sass, strength, and energy in the role. Wow, none of that comes across. None of that comes across in any of the trailers. I almost want to see this movie just to have an honest review of it. I just don't want to spend the money on it. I don't want to give them a dime for this crap. I do have the option, possibly, of going to see it on Tuesday night for all of your benefits for free. What do you guys think? Should I do it? Should I take the bullet for you guys? I wouldn't have to pay for it, so it would be a free screening, and then I could come back and tell you all the absolute truth. But I'm not completely sure I want to. I don't know. What do you guys think? I need some feedback here. This is the part that cracks me up. This part right here. I like this theory. Sass is entertaining. Brie just comes off as bitchy. I know she does. We aren't worth it. You guys are funny. As long as you don't pay for it, go do it. Only if there's no extra money to going to Disney. No, they've been giving away tickets, and they'll probably charge it to the theater anyways, and they'll add it to the total for the week. That's the weird part. Yeah, and I would come back and I would spoil everything. So I don't know. I'll see if I can do that. All right. So Ben Mendelsohn. Let us remember who Ben Mendelsohn is. The guy who gave us he was the villain in Rogue One, and I found him to be the weakest character in Rogue One, and he was supposed to be the villain. He was also in Batman Dark Knight Rises, and I, again, found him to be the weakest link. This guy, I mean, I'm not judging him as a person, but as an actor, I tend to find him to be the weak link in any movie I've seen him in thus far. He just does not project. He doesn't have gravitas. He doesn't have anything I can... How does he keep getting cast as villains is my question. This guy has no sense of danger, no sense of... I couldn't be afraid of this guy if he was holding a shotgun to my face. he's just, what's the word for, I don't think it's unassuming, but wear a Shazam shirt to the screening. Oh, that would be funny. That would be funny. He's good as a background character. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying he's a bad actor even, right? I'm not saying he's a bad actor. He just brings no gravitas. If he's a villain in a movie, and that's the problem. In stories, the quality of your hero, Nebbish. Nebbish, that's a good one. Thanks, Edwin. Weak. Yeah. He just feels limp, right? And the quality of your hero depends on the threat of your villain, right? He was in Dark Knight Rises. Why do I not remember him? Tom Hardy overshadowed him. Yeah, because Tom Hardy literally overshadowed him. He's the guy that Tom Hardy said, "Do you feel like you're in charge?" to, and he like kind of just crumbled in his hands. Flaccid. That's another good one. That is another good one. Who are we going here, Mike? Where are we going here? All right. So that's my opinion of this guy. Again, fine actor. I'm sure he's a wonderful human being, but as a villain, yeah, and Ready Player One too. Yeah. How does this guy keep getting cast as like the big villain in movies? And apparently, and I didn't even know, he's cast as the villain here. How is Ben Mendelsohn as the villain? Ben Mendelsohn is the surprise MVP. This guy, who's been cast over and over again as villains, but is this flaccid, weak, unthreatening, nothing of a bad guy, outshined Brie Larson. He's the surprise MVP. Mendelsohn steals the movie. Gregory Elwood. I can't get over how great Mendelsohn is. I worried he was just going to be one of those Marvel villains with alien makeup, but that's not the case at all. This movie doesn't work without him. Now, you have to understand. Oh, okay, I'll just read this. Ben Mendelsohn and the cat both steal the show. Peter Soretta / film. So this foppish, well, maybe foppish is too strong a word. This weak, unforgettable, unthreatening person steals the show from Marvel's Wonder Woman. He's got more charisma. This guy who no one even can remember the name of, in even though he's been the starring villain in numerous blockbuster films, I don't know how, has more charisma than the star of the movie and outshines the golden one, the one who literally shines in the role. Ben Mendelsohn outdoes her. Oh, Marvel. Oh, Marvel. And oddly enough, the cat apparently outshined her too. And what about the cat? Goose is a brilliant steam sealer. I love cats. Don't get me wrong. I'm a cat person. I love my cat. Well, I love one of my cats. Cats don't steal the show from anyone. But apparently, this cat has more charisma than Brie Larson does. Oh, what have you done to us, Marvel? What have you done? Goose the cat is definitely a steam sealer, but one that has a purpose. Unless they're animating this cat and it starts doing a tap dance routine and shooting lasers out of its eyes, I can't fathom any way that a cat can steal a scene from an actress with any smidgen of charisma. Devin Coggin goes a step further. I would die for Goose the cat. Okay, you're just twisted. My Kingdom for a Nick Fury and Goose buddy comedy. Angie Han. How boring was this movie that they had to bring in a cat to spice it up? I am pitching a spin-off series. They're going to sell so much Goose merch to me. That's so freaking weird. I mean, I don't even know what else to say about that. That's just so bizarre. Can I don't know. Let me rack my brain here and think of another movie that starred humans. You know, and I'm not talking about like Milo and Otis or well, there's Stuart Little. Um, Snowball, however, did not steal the show, and that was Nathan Lane talking through a cat. Yet somehow still didn't manage to overshine the humans in the movie. Yeah, I can't think of one. Can you guys think of any? Can you guys think of any Clean Slate? Clean Slate. Is there a cat in Clean Slate? Marty and Me? Marty, isn't that a dog? The cat from outer space. Otis and Milo. It's Milo and Otis, isn't it? The cat's going to take down Thanos. All right, visual effects. Visual effects of Marvel powers much better than trailers. Okay, good. I should hope so. Same thing in the Venom movie. The Venom visual effects were better than they were in the trailers. I don't know why they pre-released that crap. This person goes on and on about the de-aging technology. Who is she? Who are they de-aging? Oh, that's right. What's his face? Samuel L. Two-eyed Jackson. He's got two eyes in this movie. I think the cat takes one of them. Cats and dogs. The Saint Bernard from Beethoven. Toto. All right. Is the movie totally 90s? Don't care. Are there any major complaints? Here's some honesty. It's a little wobbly at times, but only because it's so ambitious. You know, you can be ambitious without making your story wobbly. Wobbly. What a strange and probably accurate description. Gregory Elwood hits it home with the first half is slow and uninspired. The second half is much better. It's much better than slow and uninspired. Feels like directors could not escape Marvel formula. Interesting. I think they could escape the Marvel formula because the Marvel formula, generally speaking, has not been slow and uninspired, unless you mean some of the Netflix TV series. But the MCU big budget films, which this is a big budget film, tying in to freaking Avengers and Avengers Endgame, that is not a slow and uninspired formula. I do apologize, but that's the truth. Will it get you hyped for Avengers Endgame? So ready for Avengers Endgame. Steve Weintraub Collider. And Thanos is fracked, says Angie Han from Mashable. No critic consensus yet. I'm not even interested in the critic. Wow. She would have made such a... Look at this. From, what's her face? From Game of Thrones. She would have made a way better Captain Marvel. Marjorie Tyrell. Natalie Dormer. And she's a natural blonde. And she looks so much better as a blonde than she did in Game of Thrones as a brunette. But yeah, wow, she would have made a much better Captain Marvel, don't you think? Ben Mendelsohn is pretty awesome, says Justin Ward. What have you seen him in that he was awesome in? And again, I'm not saying he's not a good actor. He's a fine utilitarian actor. I just don't see him as, as a threat. A threat. It's her eyes. Yeah, it's all in the eyes, baby. It's in the eyes. All right, well, that's it for that little bit of trivia. Let me see if anybody wants to stop sharing. I'll throw the link out. See if anybody wants to pop in and discuss this. Otherwise, I will talk to y'all in your chat. I don't want to be here all night. No offense. Drawn and quartered. Let's drop that in there to paste. All right. So let's see what y'all in the chat are saying about this here. Edwin, you're up. If you want to pop in for a bit, feel free. The Dark Knight Rises. Yeah, I know, but he was not threatening. Again, he's a utilitarian actor. He's just not a threat, and yet he somehow or another keeps getting cast as the big bad guy in movies, and it's like, why? Who are the casting directors doing this? Yeah, I don't get it. He would seem more like the kind of the sneaky, underhanded side character, But as the big bad, no. And for him to be the big bad that steals the show for Miss Captain Marvel, I don't think that bodes well for Captain Marvel. Death Rattle says Sackhoff has a hint of androgyny for the Carol Danvers look. We don't want Carol Danvers to be androgynous. We don't. Can credibly pull off an aviator role, has fan cachet from Battlestar Galactica, isn't wooden, and her smiles reach her eyes. I want to see Katie Sackhoff done up to the nines. Because, in Battlestar, she's always just kind of like, I don't want to say beat up, but she's Starbuck. She's not there to be a fashion model. All right, let me share this so you guys. Let me share this again so you guys can see. I mean, hey, she cleans up pretty nice. And yeah, she does have, she has the gravitas. I think it takes. I don't think she's the world's most beautiful woman, but that's not really what we're casting, right? We're not casting what character is like supposed to look like a supermodel. It's not important. It's not important. No, I think she would have done well. I don't know how tall she is, but I think she's got the gravitas for the character. And I think that's probably the most important part when you're trying to carry the lead role for a woman-led movie like this, a female-led movie, female-led. She's got charisma, she's got gravitas, and she does clean up nice. Yeah, I could see that. All right. Yeah, I loved her in Battlestar Galactica. She was a tough broad. Katie Sackhoff got the look. 206 watching, only 51 likes. Let's step it up, Comicsgate. That smile is very Joker-like. Yeah, maybe she would make a good Harley Quinn. Because Harley doesn't have to be... gosh, I really wish... what's her face? Didn't pass away. What was her name? Brittany Murphy. Brittany Murphy would have been the world's most perfect Harley Quinn. Oops, I spelled it wrong. Oh my gosh. I know this has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but just her talking about perfect casting. Brittany Murphy as Harley Quinn would have been so spot on perfect for that character. And Margot Robbie looks great in the role. She looks great in the role. I don't think she plays the role. I don't think she has the character of the role as much as Brittany Murphy did. She would have been just so freaking perfect. She had to go off and die. Brittany, come on. That would have been the role of a lifetime for her. Breaks my heart. Breaks my heart. Brie Larson for Ultra Humanoid. There's even a picture of her wearing clown makeup. Really? Brittany Murphy. FA. Clown makeup. Really? Is this her? No, that's not her. Is this her? No. Oh, this one? Is that real? I hate it when you guys send me off on these wild goose chases. All right. I'm just gonna stop sharing this. So, anyways, Starbucks' father is the 13th Cylon. Oh, Christina Hendricks would be the best Harley Quinn. No. Sackhoff has emotion. That's true. She does. They're all photoshops. Oh, are they? Okay. Catherine Winnick from Vikings. Yes, she would be great. Justin Ward says, I think you're just reaching with the Mendelsohn thing. I grant you Brie Larson is a casting fail. She's awful, but Ben is like Christoph Waltz, older, unassuming, evil man. I just don't get it, dude. The guy for me, no, I found him to be the weak link in all those movies that he was cast as the big bad guy. I just don't see it. And this has nothing to do with Captain Marvel. This has been my opinion on the dude since probably since Dark Knight Rises. I'm just like, you need somebody that's gonna have the charisma and the, like I said, the gravitas to be a worthwhile threatening villain. And again, I don't say there's anything wrong with him as an actor. He just doesn't have what it takes, and somehow or another they keep casting him in these roles, and it just doesn't make sense to me. Christoph Waltz, on the other hand, he's got a great amount of gravitas. You can, gosh, maybe it's he's got like a weird lisp, doesn't he? Mendelsohn? Maybe that he just talks strange. I don't know. He looks visually just unimpressive. With Waltz, he can go from this smiling, gleeful person to just Satan in the blink of an eye. And it's the brilliance of him as an actor. So I think that's, had he played the role, perhaps. Mendelsohn Vader Bane parody in the He-She Rogue One video was amazing. I don't think I've seen that. Christoph Waltz sticks out in any movie he does. Ben Mendelsohn doesn't. Say again, I don't remember him at all in Dark Knight Rises. Yeah, that's right. I agree with you. To the point that I had to look him up. I didn't remember his name. Christoph Waltz. I knew his name after the first thing I saw him in, which was, Inglourious Bastards. After that, I'm like, this guy has the X factor. Whatever it takes. I mean, what a superior villain he made, right? To be able to just switch it on and off like that. He's a fantastic actor. Hey there, Tug. Mike. I agree. Like Ocean Master in Aquaman, underwater Hitler. Yeah, honestly, the guy that plays Ocean Master in Aquaman, he's always been just shy of impressive to me. Gosh, I've seen him in several other things. I can't even remember offhand, but yeah, I don't think he's a bad actor, and I think he did a fine job with what he had. But if you're going up against Jason Momoa, is like charisma level 11, he's imposing level 12, right? And then you have this guy. It just it didn't feel threatening. And you know what? I can say the same thing about what's his face in Wonder Woman, who played oh, what is the name of the god? The god of war. Oh my gosh, why is it drawing a blank? I drew this guy in Injustice, but type. Blank slate brain. And I'm gonna sit here and think about it, and not, somebody say it in the chat so I can. I don't have to. Aries, thank you. Jeez Louise, what is wrong with me? Is the audio sync off? All right, let me shut the camera off for a bit. So the guy that played Ares, but the excuse for the guy that played Ares is that he was assuming a meek and weakened role, and then he reveals himself, and of course himself is CG. So that was meant, I believe, to throw people off of the track, that he was ultimately the villain in the film. Jeff Myers for $5 says the greatest movie in which cats steal the show is Roar, basically because they mauled the cast and crew. Melanie Griffith needed surgery. I think those are probably bigger cats. Look at my cat. Where's my cat? Where's my cat? Oh, is he in the... Max, what are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? Get out of the boxes. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here, Max. Come on. Jump up here. All right, let's reset the camera and see. Y'all can tell me if that's reset. David Thewlis played Ares. Yeah, again, a guy with not a lot of fantastic actor, but gravitas-wise, except for dumb reasons, Ares and Mars are two different people. There's my boy. See, now there's a cat that can steal the limelight right there. Huh, Max? Max. Say hi. Max. Say hi. No? Don't say hi. Meow. Nope. He ain't into it. All right, it's reset. Thank you. All right. Cam's better. What's up with that though? I don't know. It's a YouTube artifact. It's kind of weird. Now what are you doing? Climbs around behind my computer. Love your cat. Thank you. Yeah, he's a great cat. Your cat just stole the show. Well, I don't have that much gravitas, so there you go. Oh, Cat's Eye. There's Cat's Eye too. Don't forget about Cat's Eye. Can anyone explain how Shazam is Captain Marvel? Asks Giuseppe Balsamo. The original Captain Marvel, I will show you. So Captain Marvel back in the 40s, 50s. Captain Marvel. Images. Share. Application. Window. Share. So Captain Marvel. Why is it doing this? Captain Marvel PC. In the original, the olden days. Here we go. Captain Marvel. This was Captain Marvel, right? And he was more popular in his heyday than Superman. So Superman comes first. Then someone comes up with Captain Marvel, and he appeals to more people than even Superman does. And I think, if I remember correctly, and someone can correct me if I am wrong, Captain Marvel was so popular that like DC, or was it DC at the time? I think it was DC. Like bought him out. Not Fawcett, not DC, Fawcett. Bought him out and shelved him so that Superman could be number one again. And if I'm wrong about that, somebody correct me. But so what happened was Captain Marvel eventually went into public domain, right? Because nobody was publishing him. So all of the old classic Captain Marvel comics today are in the public domain. But then DC brought him back again as Captain Marvel. So they own the trademark to the character because they're publishing him. But they sued Fawcett. Is that what happened? Is that how that happened? So they sued him into not being able to publish anymore because it was too much like Superman, I guess. You're right on the history of Shazam. All right. So then they brought him back, but all those old comic books remain in public domain because you can't pull something like that back out of public domain. And no one is going to be willing to publish. Well, first of all, they're not willing to publish the old Captain Marvel stuff because a lot of the old Captain Marvel stuff includes his sidekick, Steamboat. And Steamboat, not particularly PC in modern vernacular. Where's another good one? Here's Captain Marvel and Steamboat fighting the Nazis, I think. So DC has made the decision to sort of just never republish all these old Captain Marvel stories with his good buddy Steamboat. Not quite sure why. And so for the past few decades, Captain Marvel and DC, because Marvel created their own Captain Marvel. At first, they called him Marvel because Captain Marvel was owned by DC. And then they created a female Marvel, a female Captain Marvel. She got her power from Marvel and then became Captain Marvel. And then DC gave up this fight, even though Captain Marvel has a 70-year history as one of the most iconic characters in comic book lore. But we need a Steamboat movie. But DC quit. DC gave up that fight and just started calling Captain Marvel Shazam, which in itself is stupid because Shazam is the word that, whether he says it on purpose or not, he doesn't have to say it on purpose, right? People have trapped Shazam or even Black Adam. There's Black Adam. Oh no, that's Captain Marvel Jr. Where's that? I saw a Black Adam one in here somewhere. Shazam or Black Adam, if they say the word Shazam, whether they intend to or not, they revert back to their human form. So if his name is Shazam and he's portraying Shazam and someone says, "Hey, what's your name again?" and he says Shazam, he will turn back into Billy Batson. So making his name Shazam to me is just like the dumbest. Yeah, Shazam is the wizard. Yeah. I don't know why they gave up the fight. I don't know who was thinking or who was not thinking or whatever, but hey, that's where we're at today. So there it is. Shazam is like Alexa. Yeah, so you guys think we need a Steamboat comic? Steamboat is public domain, and I don't think that DC is going to bring him back. So we could probably get away with doing a Steamboat comic book. He could be the well, that would be interesting, doing a Steamboat, but do him as like like a homeless character who's he was just left behind and forgotten about by his friend Captain Marvel. Poor Steamboat. Bring Steamboat back. We should do a hashtag. Bring Steamboat back. Yeah, with that. Yeah, the true hero. Make him the true hero in all the old stories. I'd have to go back through all the old, and you can get them online for free. That on like there's several um public domain comic book resources online where people have public domain comics and they'll scan them in high resolution. I mean, flipping print quality stuff, right? And you can go and read it online for free. Um, it'd be funny to go back there and just read all the Steamboat stories and then like do a Steamboat comic where he references back to all that stuff. Justice for Steamboat. Put Nasser on it. Wait, there are reviews out for Captain Marvel now. Didn't know they would be so early. I take it they are predictably showering the movie with praise in interesting ways. Lost Cause. I'll put the link to it. It's on Rotten Tomatoes if you want to go see it. Steamboat Lives Matter. That's right. That's right. Put Cecil on Steamboat. Oh, that's brilliant, Samurai said. That is brilliant. I'm just afraid of how much rape he would put in the book. You know how Cecil gets. Steamboat for president. Mike and Ethan should revamp Steamboat as a bad MF black character like Bishop. That would be so interesting. Right? I mean, he's got to still be public domain. That could be very interesting. Now my wheels are turning. My wheels are turning. Oh no, it's Bullet Man. All right, so I've actually done a lot of delving into public domain books in the past because I actually published some of these on a now defunct e-book site called Wowio. And one of them was Bullet Man. Can you tell which one of these defunct heroes, these public domain heroes, is Bullet Man? Can anyone figure it out? Can anyone figure out which of these guys would name himself Bullet Man? Steamboat, former Somali pirate. Oh, come on, come on. Marvel is doing reshoots for the ending of Endgame with Captain America and Black Widow taking down Thanos instead of Captain Marvel in case the Captain Marvel movie bombs. Wow, really? Conehead, that is correct. The one with the bullet on his head. Bullet Man. And he actually had a sidekick, Bullet Girl. So yeah, they weren't all winners back in the day, but what the heck? Hey, Mike, what's that guy's head look like? If Cecil writes Steamboat, will Mike draw it? No, I'd get Elliot Fernandez to draw it. Is Catman public domain? I don't know. I don't know. I know there are some DC characters that are technically public domain. The fear is if you go and republish like the old Captain Marvel books, which are public domain, so technically you would have every right to republish them as they were, right? But they would sue the living crap out of you and keep you in court forever, so it would never be. It's just kind of the same thing with Zorro, right? The Curse of the Capistrano or the Count of the Capistrano, the original serialized version of the story that would become known as the Mask of Zorro or the Mark of Zorro, one of those. Those were published prior to the public domain cutoff date. And so the actual story of Zorro itself is public domain. However, the novelization of that story, which was again called The Mark of Zorro or The Mask of Zorro, I can't remember which, was after the public domain cut off, and therefore the trademark of Zorro himself is actually still trademarked. So while you could do Zorro, they would also sue you to keep you from doing it and then tie you up in court. So some of these things, while you might have the legal recourse, you probably don't have the wallets deep enough or the time to invest in countersuing to make the case, which, it sucks, but whatever. Just saw Steamboat. Wow, revise him. You just love SJW abuse, don't you? I do, Mark. I do love it. I do love it. But obviously, I wouldn't give Steamboat that strange alopecia he has on his face, or whatever they call that, or there's no melanin in certain patches. My sister-in-law has that problem. Yeah, like Domino, but apparently he has it all over his mouth region. It looks very strange. I would just make him look like a normal, great black character from history. SJW tears make me happy. Beersden, very good. Steamboat versus the Meg. Yeah, Vitiligo. Is that Vitiligo? Vitiligo. Catman murdered a bunch of people, leading to the introduction of Killer Croc. Catman. Would Catman steal a show from Brie Larson? Because it does have the word cat in it. Steamboat should be a very large man, a classic tank. Well, what if you did a story where after he was abandoned by Captain Marvel for what would have to be politically correct reasons, right? He undergoes, or he seeks out Steamboat's Willie. Oh, no. Steamboat versus Mickey. Steamboat versus Mickey. Let me see if I can do this correctly. Steamboat versus Mickey. That's hilarious. Oh, I don't know about that. But we could do something really cool, Steamboat, don't you think? Actually, that sounds more like Elmo than Mickey. Oh, you're Mickey Mouse. You can call me Steamboat Mickey. Oh, sorry. I bought this puppet today because I'm planning on doing some Mickey videos where he's like, man, that's been a horrible couple years. All this Marvel crap, it's just ruining my business. Oh, what's am I supposed to do? Mickey from South Park. Mike Dunham Miller. I'm going to have a nightmare. Yeah, so Steamboat, yeah, cybernetic implants, that would be a good one. But something where he's like, he used to fight the good fight with Shazam, or not Shazam, Captain Marvel, and he's just been abandoned to the dump heap of history. But rather than that, he's the hero. He is the hero of the story. So he goes out and he tries to find ways to continue fighting crime, and maybe he gets injured and he has one of these great, superhero. Maybe he becomes Cyborg. Maybe that's the truth of Cyborg. He's actually Steamboat Willie. Not Steamboat Willie. Steamboat. You guys have me saying Steamboat Willie now. Oh no, the real villain appears. Yeah. Awesome, Mickey. Okay. Disney's lawyers will be in touch. I actually worried about that. Steamboat helps the homeless. Yeah. He could be a great character. You know what? Maybe I'll just bring him into the Blacklist universe without mentioning that he's actually the Steamboat of Captain Marvel fame, but just kind of throw hints at it. Steamboat gets cloned 6 times and they all come across Brie Larson on a couch. Boated. No. I told my actor friend, instead of Black James Bond, try making a film on the first Black American spy, James Armistead. He called me a Nazi. Call him Tugboat. Call him Tugboat. Hey there. That'll be his call. His call line will be, hey there, I'm Tugboat. Team Boat. Changed his name from Steamboat to Tugboat. Tugboat. Captain Marvel went to work for the superhero corporate overlords, and Steamboat continued on as an independent hero. There you go. Yeah, but I wonder if Steamboat made it all the way through Captain Marvel's adventures until he was canceled, or if they just sort of shelved him one day. In fact, let's read one page of Captain Marvel featuring Steamboat to see what this character, open image in a new tab, what this character's was like. Shazowie. Boy, I'm going to get in trouble just reading this, aren't I? Shazowie. Look out, boy. You is got your foots in defeat lights. A short circuit. Kerboom. I don't know if I want to do this. This is going to get really bad. Oh, my lordy. Ugh. This looks bad already. I know. Turn on them lights again, somebody. The lights is out. Show is... I can't. I know. I can't. No. I'm going to read it in my head. Oh, this is... Oh. All right. Oh, man. Yeah, I can't even get through 3 panels of this. That's pretty cringy. And you know what? I love Don Rickles. I love Blazing Saddles. I love using racism as humor to take the power of racism away. I don't think that's what they were going for here. And it's a little cringier than I can even voice. It's not my writing. Oh my lordy. EVS will do a stream on this, Mike. Why are their lips glowing in the dark? It's I don't know. And they're red. That's another thing. They're red. Whereas if you turn the lights on, they're pink. No, that's just... No. See, guys, there are limits. That is very cringe. It's so cringe. Oh my gosh. I don't think I'd even want to read all of that. For historical purposes. All right. Dave Chappelle as Steamboat. Yeah, I'd have to bring in never mind. I wouldn't even do that. Comics have come a long way. Yes, they have. Stringfellow for $5 says, cheers, Mike. Grab another Guinness on me. Well, if I did, I'd have to go all the way to the kitchen. Micah, can you go find another one of these in the fridge for me? I think there might be one more. If not, just let me know. Dig that hole, Mike. I know I've got to stop now before I slide all the way into that hole. Isn't there a comic where Wonder Woman is drowning Chinese nationals? Chinese? Probably Japanese. They were just drawn, I don't know, to look Chinese. Yeah, let's see. Let's delve into let's see, Wonder Woman versus the Japanese. Classic DC comic. Let's see, Wonder Woman. I feel like sometimes they try to hide this stuff. Because you know what? The 40s, 50s, 60s, racism was a thing. Racism was a thing. People wouldn't even blinked at that. I bet you little black kids read those Captain Marvel comics and didn't think a thing about it because it was just prevalent in the day. Yeah, I can't find any. Let's see. I know there's Superman ones. Japanese. Nope, that's him versus Nazis. What else we got? What else we got? It's hard to find. Oh, there's Superman Japanese comic. You've all seen this Superman slap the Jap one, right? Yeah. Cap punching the Tojo stuff. Captain America. Punching Japs. Couldn't find any? What's in your other hand? Oh, naughty. All right. All right. Well, thank you, anyways. That's funny. I type in Captain America punching Japs, and all I'm getting is Captain America punching Hitler. Oh, and here's one Captain America punching Trump. But no Cap punching Japs, which I know is wrong. I know he was punching some Japs back then. But I can't find it. Daggum it. Where's Captain America punching the Japs? Captain America punching Thanos. Trump again. There's four different illustrations of Cap punching Trump. Cap wouldn't punch Trump. I'm sorry. Cracked.com, 5 racist comics. Cracked.com. Five racist comics. Let's see. Here's Superman. No. There's Wonder Woman. This is just one panel, though. Here's Wonder Woman drowning some of those wily yellow skin suckers. Come along, little yellow doggy. Yelp! Yelp! And he screams like from Hop on Pop. Oh, no, not Hop on Pop. What's that other one? Here we go. Little man, you've had a busy day. I think that's probably Steamboat. Yep, that's Steamboat again. Oh, here we go. There's Bucky. There's Bucky taking out some of them Japs. Transformers did jokes about Middle Eastern dictators in the 80s. More wonderful Steamboat comics. Look at her, brothers and sisters. She's young and sweet and pretty, but never forget, she's Whitey. Brother. Oh, Whitey. Dang you, Whitey. Buzzy. Don't know what that is. Slap Happy Pappy. Oh, here's some more with Wonder Woman and the Japs. The party's over. Let's find the American commander and surrender, shall we? I don't want to, but something forces me to say yes. And I too. Well, that's not correct. The lasso of truth is supposed to make them speak the truth. Where the white women at? uh all right. Oh, here's some more. Oh, there's a Human Torch versus the Japs. Out of our way, you yellow-bellied rats. Ha ho, there's nothing funnier than a sacred yap. What? I don't even get that one. Oh, here's Superman or Batman in red face. The belt contains dyes which you can apply to your skins. There, the disguise is complete. None could guess you are not me, but you must take one precaution. Oh, this is Captain America and Bucky. What's that? Yap! Ghostses. Mark C for $10. Some northeast cities and towns still refer to each other as Polacks, Dagos, Mix, Slopes, and such. Nobody takes offense to it because they all do it to each other. Amen. Right? That's what I'm talking about. I don't care about this stuff, and I don't know what the heck. He, she, the deadliest of the species is the female. The strongest of the species is the male. Well, that's certainly a character before its time. I'm surprised DC is not using that character today. Oh, look, here's one with Mickey Mouse. Oh, Mickey. Oh, Mickey, you're so fine. You blow my mind. Hey, Mickey. Let's see what's going on here. He's polishing up on his Jap lingo, so he knows how to ask for Wheaties when we hit Tokyo. That's the good stuff there. Oh, here is oh gosh, what's his name? I'm blanking on his name. But he's singing, you're a sap, Mr. Jap. Da 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 da. Pardon my heels. Oh! Starman. Starman is a tech part of the great Japanese battle fleet itself. Where are the reviews, fam? We already did the reviews, Dick Piano. We already did the reviews. That was at the beginning of the video. Now we're doing great racist comics from the Marvel and DC. The past of Marvel and DC. This page still has to be the winner of the racist Olympics. Pilgrim Driver for $5. Mike, when will we know that Captain America has in fact got woke and gone broke? I imagine we'll find out in about a week. Zeno, I am half Polish and demand reparations. Here's Fat Captain Marvel in Canada saying, okay, Redskins, now it's my turn. Oh, and here's Captain Marvel applying blackface. If this Mr. Smith asks me who I am, I'll tell him I'm Rastus Washington Brown from Alabama. Why? Oh man, this stuff. I am curious, Black. It's not an imaginary tale, not a fantasy, not a dream. It's today. It's now. It's the moment of truth. Look me straight in the eye, Superman, and tell me the truth. Will you marry me just the way I am? Lois, how could you ask such a question of me? Don't answer a question with a question, Superman. I'm now black, but you're white. I want a simple answer, yes or no. Will you marry me? Oh, it still looks pretty hot, but I guess we can say that DC has come a long way. It's come quite a long ways from I'm Curious Black. It sounds like a character from Harry Potter. Oh no, that was Sirius Black. Sirius Black. Sirius Black. Strange but true. Sure, I'll let you draw a picture of me. What are you going to use if... Oh, hell no. Strange but true. Negroes with teeth are no whiter than those of a... Negroes' teeth are no whiter than those of a white person, but only appear to be in contrast with their dark skin. Okay. All right. What the... Oh no, this is the worst. I think this guy's called Egg Foo Young. It's so bad. It's so bad. Any Captain America racist comics from back in the day? Yeah, this one up here was this. This is Bucky right here, standing next to his friend, yelling, "Yipe! Ghosts! Ghosts!" What do you do? What can you do? It is our history. There we go. Superman says you can slap a Jap with war bonds and stamps. What's this one? Yeah, too much. Too much info. Jungle Jitters. What's this? Oh, more Shazam. Or more Captain Marvel. Oh, that's okay. What else we got here? What else we got here? According to the Indians, the Japs are using only one big cave. I ought to find them together. Japs good targets, huh? We surrender. Jeez. What if Power Man were white? Hug the wall, sucker. Luke Cage is a funky honky. You go, Marvel. You go. He's a funky honky. Oh, why? If Jap is offensive, so is Brit, Yank, Kraut, Canuck, Rusky, Mick, Jock, etc. Yeah, I'm a Jap, and I don't care. You can call me a Jap all day long. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. All right, I think I need some water. Hey, Micah, can you go get me a water? Huh? Can you go get me a water? What the heck is this one? I want to save the world as much as you, but I won't go in no haunted house. No, sir, not Whitewash Jones. All right. That is enough. I'm sorry. That's enough of that. Brit is not a slur. No, it's not. Cracker's a slur. Jap is just short for Japanese. Yeah, that's true. Not that hard to say Japanese though. Nip too. Nip is short for Nippon. Nipponese. Because I don't know when they started calling Japan Japan when it's Nippon. Nihon. Mark C. Serious Black and Curious Black. You should meet their cousins Goofy Black, Confused Black, Stoic Black, and Nervous Black. I thought you were native. I am not native. Although, interesting story, my grandmother or great grandmother are native Japanese, which they're called Ainus. They are the native indigenous population of Japan prior to the Koreans coming and populating the archipelago. Thank you, sir. So I am native, just not from America. Although I believe the Ainu are essentially the same sort of tribe because like Ainu and Inuit, it's like right there. Japan, Hokkaido, uh, Russia, Alaska. Ainu is the natives of Japan. Inuit is the natives in Alaska. And both words essentially mean the same thing. So I think there's some translation difference. I think those are the same people. So more or less, I think I'm probably something of an Eskimo. But we never left Japan. Elizabeth Warren said something similar. I demand a DNA test. Well, you guys have seen my mom. There's very little question about the nationality of my mother. And honestly, until Ethan, I've never been mistaken for a white guy in my entire life. So, except for by name on the internet, when people see my name, it's Mike Miller. They just assume I'm white which is always fun when I'm in an argument with somebody and they say that I'm white. I'm like, mm-hmm. Speaking of ancient Japan, says Penny Wisdom, Shiba Inus were the first domesticated dogs. I love that breed. Oh, yeah, they are adorable. I love those. Aren't natives just Asians who crossed the Bering Strait? That is one theory. I don't know. I'm curious because natives go all the way down to the tip of South America. And I'm curious personally if there's not more Polynesian, because the Polynesians, assuming a stasis of continents and islands, the Polynesians got from Asia somewhere to these individual islands out in the middle of the bloody ocean with canoes, essentially, right? So if they were these kind of ocean travel minded people, there's no reason they couldn't have kept going and eventually hit the Americas. So I don't know. It might have been a little bit Ainu from here, a little bit of Polynesian from here, and just mix, match, meld, whatever. It'd be interesting to see a DNA chart to go back to see where the Native American bloodlines come from and how they might match up with first the Ainus up in Japan, Hokkaido, the Russians, the Mongolians, the Koreans, the Polynesians of every stripe. It would be an interesting thing to find out. Gawker's Death Rattle for Canadian $2 says Japan is old Chinese reading of to Japanese symbols via Portuguese. Is it really? I never knew that. Gawkers, thank you. We're all Heinz 57. Hooray. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Everything is theory. Scientists are self-absorbed wizardry a-holes. Yeah, but that's the interesting thing about DNA tracking, because that is how they found out, even though it had always been assumed that the Japanese had descended from the Chinese, because they both use the same written language, right? So you would think there was some direct correlation. But the DNA testing of the peoples of Japan and obviously the people of Korea, that's how they discovered that Japan was actually populated by Koreans, which pissed the Koreans off to no end because they hate the Japanese. Because the Japanese, not the greatest neighbors in the world. Pilgrim Driver for $5. Mike, what's the deal with all the Japanese committing suicide at the forest at the base of Mount Fuji? And this is a really kind of a weird topic. Buddhism, whether it's devout or cultural, they believe in reincarnation. I mean, they believe in reincarnation, so they're not really afraid of death. Not all of them. And if they think something's not going right, unfortunately, and one of my cousins over there killed himself a few years ago. they I don't know. I think that mentality, the reincarnation mentality, you think you have a reset button, right? Probably a generation of kids used to playing games where they die, they screw up the game, they hit reset. And that becomes sort of a reality if you truly, truly believe in your heart that if you kill yourself, you're just coming back again just to try again, try over, right? Give me another quarter. I'm going to start this game over because I'm sucking at it. Whatever it is, my karma or my life experience has just wrecked me, and now I'm going to start over. And I feel I hear this kind of talk out of my mom, who she's still a Nichiren Daishonin Buddhist, and she's just like, she's like, I'm just ready. I'm just ready to die. I just want to get. I'm just like, you know, life is a gift. You get one, you treat it with, like it's precious, and it's important where you go after, because it's not game over, start a new game. Um, so yeah, that culture and that belief system, I believe, is very much, also tied into, they still maintain a sense of honor, where if they're screwing stuff up, honor is more important than life. Um, so hey, it's a get out of jail card, sort of, in a way. You reboot, start over from scratch. Although you're still carrying the karma, supposedly, and I don't think it's good karma to kill yourself, but I'm not really entirely sure. Oh boy. So yeah, suicide force when you realize you spent over $1,000 losing at the pachinko parlor, funding North Korea as a result. Life is like a no respawn area in a game. Yeah. What if a person is hurting so much via illness? Says Beersden. I don't know. How much suicide have you seen in your life? I've had three cousins, one on my side and two on my wife's side, just that I can think of. And then I've had multiple friends go out suicide. Um, I don't know. I don't know, man. That's no bueno. It just hurts everybody around you. I mean, even if you're hurting. Yeah. Good night, Ciders. Japs are awesome and at conquering land as long as the Emperor and generals was down. I'm speaking with authority. I played Risk once. I'm closing in on 10 suicides in your life, Beowulf. Yeah, it ain't great. I've got. I don't want to go down that road. That's depressing. Hashtag free steamboat. Thankful I have seen none. Apologies, you have experienced several. Yeah, it's not great. Not great. I mean, because dead is dead, and then when you're like, well, they had a choice. And they made a choice that hurts everyone they love. It's hard. It is hard. No kidding, sleepy time. Yeah, guys, it is almost 1:30 in the morning. I didn't want to make this too terribly long, but it looks as if I've made it almost an hour and a half. So I'm going to go ahead. Oh, Tempo got his copy of Lone Star today. Looks awesome. Can't wait to read it. I can't wait to hear your opinion, Tempo. Yeah, everybody, if you've gotten Lone Star already, please do read it. If you enjoy it and you haven't yet, please pick up some of my other books that I have written also, which are on Indiegogo on themegcomic.com. Obviously, the Meg I drew, so if you like the art, pick up that one. And the other two, I wrote Deal with the Devil by myself, and I co-wrote Six Gun Samurai. So if you like the writing, then please do also support the Meg or Deal with the Devil or Six Gun Samurai, or hopefully all three together at themegcomic.com. It is on Indiegogo now and will remain so. Gosh, I honestly don't know when I would, or if I would even close that book. So please do check that out, and please share it. Twitter, do a video or a review, whatever you want, wherever you got it. Share it out. Let people know that you enjoyed it and how much you enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy it, then please just shut your trap. We don't want to hear from you. No, just kidding. No, we want honest reviews. I think you're going to like it. So please hit it up. And with that, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, thank you all for being here. Make the world a better place. As Edwin would say, make the world a brighter place for you having been there. This has not really been the Aloha Hour, but kind of sort of it was. Captain Marvel review, the reviews are in. If you missed it, then go back and watch the beginning. It is all in the beginning of the video, which should be repopulating shortly. Thank you for being here. Love you guys, and I'll see you on Monday. No Sunday for me, Monday only. TheMegComic.com. Check it out.